Followers of Michael the 10th channel Our Stories, please support the channel if you like it. I was bewildered by the man who raised me, and I didn't care for the effort he made for me. Then I decided to write this message to the young man. God testifies that I loved you, that you are the first love in my life, that I have only seen you all good, but I love God more than any creature, and God has commanded that there should be no relationship between a guy and a girl before marriage, and I don't. I want to disobey my Creator, and I don't want to betray my parents' trust in me, so I decided to write you this last letter, and you may think I don't want you, but I'm still. I love you, as I write these words, but my heart is crying out of sadness, and let our hope for God be great. If He wants to be reunited despite the distance, it will be. I wrote. The princess of the message sent it to him, and she rushed to cry pain and soreness, but at the same time she is convinced that what she did was exactly right. And the years go by. She became a 20-year-old princess, and the love of the boy is still undisputed on the throne of her heart, despite many trying to penetrate it, but Don. Benefit, you couldn't love others. Amira and her family returned home, and there she began her studies at the university, and she specialized in engineering. Communications. The university chose a delegation for the telecom exhibition, and was a princess included, and while touring the exhibition they stopped at a company that displays its products. Upon their exit, Amira forgot her lecture book on the table to which the company presents her products. Taking the young man who was an employee of the company ledger and followed it, but she was lost from his sight, so he decided to keep it, and his owner may return to ask about it, and the young man sits with his hand. The notebook and the clock refers to 11 at night, and the exhibition was free of customers, and while he was sitting, he had the idea of browsing the notebook, to find a male name on it. The notebook and the clock refers to 11 at night, and the exhibition was free of customers, and while he was sitting, he had the idea of browsing the notebook, to find a male name on it. Electronic. The young man was surprised and he turned his pages to find the name of a princess, Iftar of joy, and he ran and jumped around the gallery. The next morning, he rushed to the show hoping that a princess would come for her notebook, and actually a princess comes, and when he saw her almost fell out of joy. He didn't expect to fail. His heart is for a girl in her beauty. He gave her the notebook and he reflected on her features, and she was surprised at him. She thanked him with her tongue, but in the same decision she was saying about him that clumsy because he didn't keep his eyes off her face. Amira, followed by the young man, went to her house, and the neighbors asked about her and her family, and he came the next day with him. His family is to be engaged to her, and his family found him a suitable gori for their daughter. He is good manners, religious, and his reputation is good, but Amira rejected him as she refused from before him, because her heart had only been hammered once, and her family was disappointed, and they told the young man to reject his princess, but he refused to answer them, saying, "I'm not going out of the house until I'm talking to her." In front of the desire of the young people, the parents agreed. A princess came and sat down, and he said to her, "Princess, didn't you know me?" And she said to him, "Where do I know you?" He told her, "I was the one who refused to talk to him so as not to betray my family's trust in you." Then she fainted from shock and joy, so she woke up and see him standing in front of her, and then she turned her face to her father saying, "I agree, Dad, I agree."